in 1 hour.
It's an attempt to simplify a lot of things. I would like to start off first of all thanking Lal Prabhu and Ashokji to providing me this opportunity. And I'll start off with a small prayer. Hare Krishna. Om Agnanat Timrandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. So before I start, some trivia. We might know answers to most of this, but just for history. I think we should be knowing the answer for this.
Assumption is no one knows anything.
No one knows anything.
Your I think basically your presentation is towards the
Youth, yeah.
and assuming that nobody knows anything.
So let's start off with.
That's part of training.
Yeah.
So how many gods? I'll
Yeah.
ask the newcomer into the class today. So 3. Good answer. Any other countering?
Why 3? Why not more and why not less?
Should be as many gods as there are people.
Sure. That's one way of looking at it. Because I think if you look at from Bhagavad Gita perspective, God resides within us, so you could say that, yes. But I think you are trying to establish that who's the supreme, right? Is there one supreme God? Or is there many supreme gods? Because everybody here cannot be a supreme God, right? You know, with your
Interpretation.
so
I would say 1.
yeah.
Right. So in this presentation, I'm not going to talk more about the Supreme Personality, right, and the various avatars or to his point, maybe the Trimurti was what I was thinking, right, like the Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, right, or the Paramatma concept which Ashokji was trying to. I'm not trying to cover this, but we try to. One of the topics which we can cover is this. I think we've already covered it in the previous classes as well. But my topic was, if God is one, why do we have so many religions? Why do we have so many practices? Why do we have so many scriptures? And if there are so many scriptures, what is the message from each of them? Are there any commonalities? Are there any differences? And what do we follow at the end of the day, right? Was an attempt in this class. I hope to cover this in 45 minutes, hopefully. If not, we can see if we can get more. So we will start with the basic premise that there is one supreme personality of Godhead, right? Narayana, Sri Krishna. So, any guesses of how many religions are there in the world? Rough guess.
So my answer would be designated religions and undesignated religions, because there are some sects and people make their religion, but
Right.
there are designated religions also.
Right.
So
Designated as there are so many studies,
yeah.
right? So many universities, so many professors have done so many studies, and there are variations of what a religion is, and their own analysis behind it. But just a rough guess. I'm going to cover one of the research items here.
Okay.
But any guesses of how many religions are there?
I would say probably 4 or 5 major religions in the
Mhm.
world.
I was going to say 30 designated ones.
More than that.
More than that. I was going to say
50. All of them are great guesses, right? In fact, the people who have done research, they are saying that these are best guess, right? After all the research of many years. So this is something which I'm going to cover. We'll see how many are there in a little. Again, this is the core of the presentation of why do we have so many religions and scriptures. what is the message in comparison to Gita, because we are studying Gita, we want to impart Gita to the teacher, to the students rather. This is an attempt. What is a real religion? I've quoted a couple of great souls, teachers, gurus. This is just if we have time we can get to this. And wanted to cover the key tenets. What is the key message which we want to share to the kids in the class, right?
This is very good.
Okay, thank you. So, I'll take a pause to read, and Deepa, for your sake, I'm going to read it as well, right? According to a research from Adherents in UK, right, there are 4,300 religions in the world. And Parshuji was saying there are 5 most influential, but there are 4,300 religions. And I'm giving you a quick view of the people. There are 7.6 billion people today and 6,800 languages, known languages, and there may be more, right? So if you see, there is almost one religion per language in the world, kind of a scenario. This gives some of the religions which we might be knowing, and the what is in the bracket is all the number of people according to that study, right? So there are, out of 7.6 billion people, roughly 2 billion people are Christians, little lesser than billion people are Hindus in the world, right? Interestingly, the atheist, or what they call secular people, are also 1 billion people in the world, according to this study, basically. And I've given some of the other known religions, like Buddhism stands 6th, Sikhism stands 9th. There are other religions as well, Chinese religions in between that. Jews are 12th, and we've also known Jainism, which is the 14th largest religion being followed in the world today. I've given the reference for the study as well. If anyone is interested, it's a good read. So 30, 50 years, 30 times 50 almost,
One thing is that
or more.
the date of this study is 2006. So I think I was reviewing this for children. I have actually one of the same slides. This was like 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think the numbers may have changed, but I think the context still is the same, because maybe Christianity is more than 2.1 billion now.
Yes.
Or Muslims are more than 1.1, maybe 2 billion now. Who knows? So that's because if you add that up, the numbers are probably 5 billion. So there are still, you have to account for 2 billion people.
Those are the rest of the 40.
Yeah.
40.
All right.
Any questions here, thoughts?
The B or W.
How is it?
One is that if you look at the more younger religions, the younger religions will have either oversimplification, so that a common person can really understand, because the thing is that the time factor is really very important for people, and they don't have the time to really go and research so much. So you just have a very simplistic view that you do this, and that's your religion. So that's simplification. Then the second thing which has happened is also that in like Sikhism, I'll give you an example. Sikhism has taken parts from Hindus and Muslims, okay, and they have tried to really combine to the needs of that time in India, to really present it to people, which was palatable, because of the reasons, because both religions really fell short of providing an accommodation to people that time they were living.
what was the need of that hour as well, right?
Right, exactly, yeah. And then the other part is that besides the main religions, the religions which are like so many thousands you put down, it also depends on an individual issue where people have started their own religion because of their own egos and all that. And those are very short. People have come up, followed, and then gone, which you don't see anymore. Like you might see Rajneesh, and then there are so many religions here which were formed, and because it's formed by one person and they're following and then suddenly gone. So I think that's the way I look at it. But main reason for the differences are real because we are different people. It's like Lal Prabhuji always gives an example that you cannot eat idli and sambar every day. People need like different things in their lives. So it's just a different take on people. You're eating the same food, but it's just a different taste of that food. So you just have a different taste. Yeah. I don't know. It's a long answer to a short question.
No, I think Ashokji, you've covered all the variations. You wanted to add something?
No, nothing to add.
So I think you've added a lot of variations to it, right? One is simplification.
Yeah.
Simplification for what purpose? For the people to follow, like for the audience. So that was one side of it. Maybe Islam was one of them.
Yes. I didn't want to say that, but that's
Yes.
it's a very oversimplified religion.
Right. So that was
There are no complications at all. There's no. You don't have to have any picture. You just imagine
right.
a God, and then you just pray to Him. Negotiated by Prophet Muhammad 5 times only in a day, and then there are only 5 tenets you have to follow. End of the story. Very, very simple religion. And that's why it attracts a lot of people. And then right now there's a lot of conversion because of that reason. Because it's just oversimplified.
So again, the simplification for audience at one side of it, and the other one was Sikhism was because that was the need of the hour. You needed to have combination of it to defend enemy and etc. Right, and the other one is the one pop and moms things which come up and go. And you said the teachers being interpreted in different way, the same scriptures being interpreted and variations created over the time. I think all of them are great answers. I missed, you said something as well, right? Oh, yeah. It's different regions and people are influenced by various things. I think all of them are great answers, and I think that is exactly what also have compiled. So very similar to how the teachers, you cannot teach, you cannot teach calculus to a kindergartner, right? Simplification, and you have students at different audiences at different levels of maturity, etc. In most of the religions, what we have seen is there's a prophet, there is a son of the god, there's a person coming in, and in some of the Sanatana Dharma principles, God Himself has given the message, and He has given the message based on the time, based on the place, circumstances around, right? And that's the core reason why we have so many variations of the religions. And Ashokji was saying about the capacity of the individuals who receive it as well, right? The audience. Just a summary of what we discussed. Any comments, thoughts?
I think one more thing which I was thinking is why do we have many religions and God is one, is this also that we as human beings, we are all different people, right? So we like to really focus on differences than commonalities. So you want to be just a little different. You know, than I mean, we both are Ashoks, but we are different.
Right.
Right? So so I think some you can think in that way also.
Individuality.
We try to really make the differences out. Like you put down the commonalities if you discuss this with people who are following whatever religion. I think they will understand it. But then, what are the differences? And people just let to really get the differences out. Not look at the common.
Absolutely. So, just to elaborate on the same topic, in Christianity, they already had the 10 Commandments before Jesus came in, right? And one of the 10 Commandments, I think either the 6th or the 7th, is "Thou shalt not kill." But at that particular age, 2000 years ago, it was people used to kill indiscriminately, at least the animals. So there was a variation of whatever the message was. Compassion and all of that came in Christianity. Another variation is, although Prophet Muhammad was a representative of the God, his audience was the tribal people in the deserts, right? And he shared the same 5 tenets in Islam, and he also had tough time while preaching some of these. Key scriptures for Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism is Bhagavad Gita, widely accepted pretty much across, and Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita was given to Arjuna, right? Epitome of a devotee. And Bhagavatam was to all these sages who are themselves to almost to a realized situation. Right? So it's what has been delivered in those in Srimad Bhagavatam or in Bhagavad Gita is the complete knowledge, because these are the people who are at their highest levels, and that's one of the reasons why Sanatana Dharma has got, or the Hinduism as we know, encompasses all the teachings that is there available for us, spiritually or religiously, or both of them basically. Comments, thoughts on this?
Can you say anything about Christianity? About Christianity, anything more or Islam?
The more that it just seems like the more that I've learned about Hinduism, Christianity is just such a copycat of Hinduism. I mean, that's kind of how I see it as a form of Christian.
I think it will go back to the same discussion as we were earlier having, that it's just like you said, time and place, and that's how Christianity started.
Well, it's just making you really question so many things in Christianity that, that as a former Christian, you held sacred, and, this is like the religion, and you just started figuring out that, well, maybe it's really not, it's more of a marketed religion, I think, than something that was really given to us by God. That's just how I kind of feel about it now. I have lost a lot of respect for Christianity. Is the more I learn about it.
So I think that will go back to what Ashok is saying is about Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma means it's a way of life, eternal. So Hinduism is only the name which we got. It was given to us by English people, who ruled before it was called the way of life. So way of life was the religion in Sanatana Dharma. I think that's the way of life with tenets and with enriched scriptures and following from the top to bottom, which now you can trace, with so much literature, and you make up your own mind. So you want to say something?
And I have some of that content into the appendix.
Sure.
Key tenets of Christianity, etc. Very fascinating, actually, right? So, yeah. So, what is different religions' message in comparison with Gita? And we just covered that in a little while ago. In the Bible, right? And Jesus says that, I have many things to say unto you, but you cannot bear them now. So it was that particular situation where he has imparted what is needed for the time at that time. And Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna, right? And he says, I don't know which this is, but I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal.
Which from Bhagavad Gita? First look.
5.1. Both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. So God Himself says this, saying that it's a complete knowledge is what we are imparting here. Another analogy here is, you have pocket dictionaries and you have the complete set from Oxford, right? And the purposes are different, and pocket dictionary is for quick references, simple ones, and the complete dictionary is where you have pretty much all the vocabulary of English covered in that. So that's the analogy between the Sanatana Dharma to the other religions viewpoint.
Obstacle that's stopping us to attain moksha. So that's where I think majority of us, at least myself, I can judge others. So
That needs to be a separate class, I think.
Yeah.
Because I know Ashok was asking Lalji about that before.
yeah,
And I think that's behavior, thinking, everything that you need to really do that. What is. So that has to be a separate class, I think, to cover all that.
yeah. I think that's the question, but I think simple answer, Lal Prabhuji will say that it's yes. I think we all say it's yes because we all learn from you.
From Krishna.
From Krishna, of course, you learn from Krishna.
Well, the more that I read, it's like, I'll read something and it's easy to, you can, die thinking of Krishna and you're going to be with him, but then you read something else and it's like, oh no, I'm never going to get to Krishna. So I mean, there's so many different things out there that
So
are.
here is the thing. Thing is, I want to say the close one. So the answer is yes. One can get rid of all the karmas in this very lifetime, and that's called surrender. The more that one should surrender is helplessly. That I myself cannot overcome the obstacle. I myself cannot do any of these things. The only way is you take care of me and deliver me from this. So that's a surrender, and that surrender happens through accepting a spiritual master, Guru, where through the process he removes, he also by the mercy of God removes all the karmas. This is the answer. He removes all the karmas and makes your slate, the whole thing clean at the very point. So that means sin no more. Because after that you try to do, it's going to be more serious. Because you already rectified all your things, and then at that point of time, what happens is after that you make any sin, we will be punished for it, but under the care of Krishna. Because he's going to make sure you suffer for it, but then he's not going to let us suffer forever, unlike when I was doing things individually before. Now we are under his care, but still we are committing mistake, because we are still in this world. It's possible that we can make mistake, but he is supervising us, and he makes sure that we also get paid, but not heavily, but we will get paid for those mistakes that we do also. But ultimately he will take care of us, because all the karma is finished. What we are doing is the new, that he doesn't consider that to be part of accumulating karma is an offense or obstacle which he will try to remove it. And this is all detailed out in 18th chapter.
So like your soul is called the Atman, I think?
Yeah.
And so like you also have karma and you have jiva. And so the jiva keeps you from, it's like your bad karma.
Jiva is Atma.
It's like,
Jiva is the soul.
yeah.
Individual.
It's probably, it's like next to the Atman.
No, Atman, Jivan, it's all same terms.
Oh, okay.
Paramatma.
Atma,
Soul.
Jiva, soul.
Soul, Atma, Jiva is one. I mean, it's the same one entity with different names, different terms.
Okay.
The Paramatma is God. That's a different one.
Okay.
Atma, Paramatma.
Right. Your Atman is what goes to God and you achieve motion.
Yes. Yes.
So, so summary is Sanatana Dharma, eternal knowledge, right? And the key tenets again was soul, super soul, or the Paramatma, and how do we achieve, right? Taking off all the karmas, and all of that is in Bhagavad Gita, which is the platform for this particular religion. And if Sanatana Dharma is eternal knowledge about what, right? So which is soul and God. And I'll allow a quick minute for you to read through this as well, right? So soul is full of knowledge, sufferings is due to karma. There are mechanisms in Bhagavad Gita, and Lal Prabhu just gave a quick summary view of it, complete surrender, where we can remove all the karma, which will help us eventually to escape from the repeated birth, death, disease and old age, and enter into the abode of the God. We spoke about some of the key dharmas, right? Like taking care of your family and all of that is important. Equally important as non-violence, truthfulness, cleanliness, austerity and charity. So these are some of the key dharma principles which this particular Sanatana Dharma teaches. And the ultimate dharma of the human being is to follow the teaching of Krishna, leveraging Bhagavad Gita, and follow that in life to please Krishna and reach the abode.
People are looking at the differences and then they start maximizing the differences, and due to their own selfish reasons or fear or any of the negative emotions, they start treating people differently or showing partiality to people or different groups of people, all those things. So it's just all human failings.
So they look at the differences at the bodily level, right?
Right.
The skin level, they look at the differences.
Right, or even
Gender.
religion, just trivial differences of between religions, and then also a lot of times these people don't even understand those religions, even those younger religions, they don't even understand the true principles.
Right.
So they make up their own, just like all the terrorists did. They make up their own version, do what they want to do.
What do you think?
Because people disagree with each other all the time, so they can use an excuse to fight.
I think in like ancient times, religion was like really the only activity that people had. Politics wasn't really an issue. It was all about religion. And so it would be normal for them to be fighting over what they're used to and what is the biggest part of their life.
So I think,
But they're fighting even today.
yeah. So I think one question will be asked is that, okay, I don't like religion because on the name of the religion, if this time, if you see and study the scriptures or the history, most people in this world have been killed on the name of religion.
One thing wants to ask, why do we give so much importance to religion if it leads to all this fighting?
Right? So what's our answer?
So, I think 2 points, right? One is without the proper understanding of who is God, who are we, right? If we are in the bodily concept, we will always see the differences. If we see the soul level, we are all the same.
How would you explain that to an 8th grader? I mean, I understand what you're saying.
I don't know how the 8th graders are.
So
I'm not able to answer a 3rd grader, 4th grader now.
let's
So,
address this two ways. First thing is answering this question and coming to the other question is why do people fight in the name of religion can be easily understood. Why do people fight within the religion? First, let's understand that. We are talking about religion to a religion. Within the religion, are people not fighting?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So
Within Hinduism, within Islam, within Muslim, within Christianity,
so
people are
many
fighting within the church, within the
denominations,
temple.
so many denominations, so
So
many
let's
sects, so many.
so exactly. So let's understand that part. Then it's very easy to understand people why fighting from religion to religion.
Right.
Because people are missing the goal of why they are doing these things. They have no proper understanding, missing out the understanding why we are all here in the church, in the temple, and start looking into their own self-egoistic ideas. Therefore, within a small group, we start fighting for that reason. Even as a non-profit organization, a temple, a spiritual organization, yoga studio, whatever it is, the people have egos to think. When that can happen in one organization, one religion, why can't the same mentality apply to another religion? Therefore, the point is we're missing out the purpose of, irrespective of whatever religion is. Every religion teaches love your neighbor as your brother, and respect everyone. Are we only doing for my own religion people? If I'm doing it, I'm doing it rightly within my own religion. None of those things is happening. Obviously, we're missing at the right purpose of why we are doing religious activities. Therefore, these things are expected. One way of answering this one. Therefore,
So who are we serving really? Right?
Exactly.
Are we serving ourselves, or we are serving God,
That's it, right?
or we are serving the humanity?
that's it.
You know,
Exactly.
That's
Well, even in Christianity, I mean, there's so many, extreme groups that
yeah.
are so filled with hate. I mean, how can they even call themselves Christian? I don't understand that.
every religion has.
Even in Hinduism, you
Yeah,
find
they're
people are
extreme.
very extreme. Yeah. You
So
want
the
to-
outliers are.
Anybody?
It's there. So that's one thing. What's the other
So
point?
the solution is not to go away from the religion, right? You still
That's
have
the
to.
point we're answering to second question.
Right.
What's the second question? I'm just trying to connect that.
Second question was
Why even you need a religion?
Yeah.
Why even you need a hospital? Because I came across one bogus doctor. Therefore, all the doctors are bogus. All the hospitals are not true. Well, how are you going to take care of disease? You got to take care of your disease. First of all, therefore, if you're not understanding your disease, obviously you're going to see everything is disease.
So I think the youth is going to ask, I don't have a disease. The body is not my disease.
No, that we explained already in that one.
Yeah.
Why happiness? This is advanced class.
Yeah, this is advanced.
If they're asking that, then go to Y1 again.
Yeah, no, because they have forgotten.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we reminded. My point is we covered those things.
Yeah.
We covered those things.
Yeah.
We don't, So the point here is, so we are missing out the point of I'm having a problem. So I need to find a right doctor to go. It's my responsibility to find a right doctor. If I'm not smart enough, I'm going to get caught for some cheating gurus, cheating organization, teaching, all those things will happen if I'm not smart enough. So I need to do some basic. Are you children not making sure you're joining right college by doing proper investigation, or you just join any college? Are you doing just like that? How much time you spend before you select your next course? Are you doing the same thing? You selecting your religion, your guru, your whatever you want to set up? If you're not, then why do you blame the religion? Why do you blame the hospitals? It's your duty to take care of it because you've been given intelligence to do that. Don't blame the religion. Otherwise, everything can be blamed for that matter. The government, president can be blamed. So every family members can be blamed. It's not their problem. It's we didn't do the proper things on our end.
Right. So the solution is not to do away with the religion, but solution is to seek a bona fide spiritual master and practice the genuine authorized religious principles and make our life successful. So these are some of the Christian beliefs. It was too huge for me to compile. It gives a very good summary of what the beliefs are. I think if you have time, we can run through it. So the summary or the key messages are, as Lal Prabhu was saying, Sanatana Dharma is the all-encompassing religion, way of life, practice, and for various reasons, various purposes, you have various religions that have gotten into the world. I think the key thing is, first of all, respect all the religions, and whichever religion you are practicing, have complete faith, right? Be honest about it and be truthful about it.
It's a gradual process. We should understand that.
But it will not give you the ultimate result. So it will lead us
we
to.
discussed. Having faith means, when we discuss, you're just gradually growing from that religion to a next higher grade.
So Sanatana Dharma is complete in all aspects. And again, some of the details are, you have the Vedas, which will preach us material gains, and Vedas, which will preach us, or Vedanta, which preaches us the spiritual gains, right? And so to follow the philosophy of the religion, and again, the ultimate dharma is to follow the teaching of Krishna and Bhagavad Gita.
My daughter told me tonight we were talking about the Bhagavad Gita, and she's 21, and she said, I think we should give copies of that to everybody for their gift, for their ongoing gifts for birthdays and Christmas and whatever.
That's a wonderful
Yeah.
thing.
I thought that was really cool for her to say that.
Yeah.
So this is the end of it.
Good job.